Hey everyone, Pharaoh over here with another TerraMine update. So I have a personal update to give you all first, coming back from my trip, where I finally been able to dig into my nearly 100,000 Terabucks bank and start putting down some mines. So I will talk about that, as well as some updates on TerraMine cashouts and how they're going to work. So let's get to it. But first, if you like TerraMine videos like these, would you please... Okay, so let me start with where I am at following my trip to Pennsylvania. So before I left, I had 260 mines exactly, and only one of them was a diamond mine, the Kannapolis Post Office near downtown, and 16 of them were also gold mines. Definitely not off to a great start. While in Allentown, however, I was able to put down another 263 mines, and 4 of them were diamond mines. One at the Starlight Diner, one at a Holiday Inn, one near a park, and one at a Crispy Crunchy Chicken around downtown Allentown. I had tried to get some mines elsewhere where I stopped, but the drive back we didn't really stop at many places, really just one major stop at a Buc-ee's in Mount Crawford, Virginia. Nothing too crazy. Now that I actually do have the time to work on putting down more mines, I'm just waiting for the weather to cool off a bit. Kannapolis has been in the midst of a heat wave, and as many of you know, I'm not exactly the healthiest guy out there. My chronic illness leaves me extremely vulnerable to the heat, so I haven't really had a chance to go outside and take care of this, still 77,000 terabucks worth of mines I have to put down, so another 770 or so. And yes, a lot of y'all have been asking me to keep boosting, and I have been, but you guys, admittedly, it's just way harder to boost in TerraMine than in Atlas Earth. The every 30 minutes boost is just, I don't know, it's a lot more tedious in my opinion, and I frequently forget to boost, and I don't get a reminder when I have to boost again, which I think is part of the design maybe, which makes sense, and I have to go back every few hours to make sure I'm well boosted, and it doesn't help that most of my ads are between 60 to 90 seconds long now. There are some 5-second ads and some 30-second ads, but the former has been getting increasingly rarer. Also, I need to catch up on videos as well. Gold YouTube members probably have noticed this. There was no early video leading up to today because I had no videos in the queue again. I'm working on that, however, now that, a lot of my distractions are gone, and on Thursday I should have an early video out. Saturday's video will be available for Gold YouTube members tomorrow, and then I have next week's batch to work on, which includes a Beer Money tier list. I'm going to go over every single Beer Money app I have reviewed and re-review them. Alright, so let's talk about the big update that dropped on Sunday, which is the redemption exchange rate chart. So when all players withdraw, when withdrawals start, you will have to pay a fee before withdrawing. The top tier, it's been divided into 4 separate tiers here. Tier 0 is the United States. They will not be charged a fee. Tier 1, however, will pay an 8% fee, Tier 2 a 17% fee, and Tier 3 a 38% fee. Some of the countries in these tiers do kind of surprise me a bit. The first big surprise here, 2 countries on Tier 1 that have been a little bit surprising is Latvia and Austria. Latvia especially, I don't even think, has Atlas Earth been available in Latvia yet? I don't think that they have. But I wouldn't have expected them to be one of the higher end countries in this case. And Austria, I believe, is in the lowest tier or one of the lowest tiers. But over here, they will only pay an 8% fee. More surprises at Tier 2. Canada, Tier 2. Interesting. Very, very interesting. They're going to be paying a 17% fee. I also noticed that China is available here on the list, but I don't think that is their app available in China? If it is, well, okay, but yeah, 17%. Now, I'm pretty sure this is based off of your location and where you're at, not necessarily the mine that you place it on. So if you live in the US, you fly over to China or Canada, and you put down mines over there, it's a 17% fee if you withdraw in that country. But if you come back to the United States, it's still no fee. Now, if I'm wrong on that, let me know in the comment section below, and I will correct it when I do a future guide on this. So let's see what else we got here. Ecuador, Egypt, Denmark is 17%. That's interesting putting these three in the same amount, considering the cost of living is vastly different. France is also in tier 2. Bit of a surprise there as well. Mexico, not really a surprise. Mexico. I always thought Mexico was a little bit overvalued in Atlas Earth. I said Mexico and South Africa were the two that were benefiting the most in Atlas Earth, in my opinion. Just from their cost of living comparison, Mexico versus the United States, and how much they're getting, that they were basically in the top tier. I know Mexico was its own tier, but it was technically getting almost the same benefits as the top tier, the top international tier, I should say. Tier 3, some surprises here. We got South Africa, I believe, is tier 3. We have the Philippines. That one, not too much of a surprise. I know the cost of living there is still rather low. The rest of the world, something I noticed here, South Korea was not on the list, I believe. Let me see here. I'm going to just double check. Singapore is on the list. I don't see South Korea in tier 2. That indicates to me that South Korea is in tier 3. So that is a 38% deficit in South Korea. Actually, Japan is also a tier 2 as well at 17%. So, some of the countries here are a little bit of a surprise, in my opinion, where certain countries are tier 2 and tier 3. So let's talk about what does this mean for your earnings. As mentioned, if you stay boosted 24/7, you should make an average 7.02 cents a month without fees for every mine. I know I said 7.24, but they've made it official. It's 7.02, so we're going to go with that. And I did do a little bit of rounding, so that might have explained some of the differences there. In tier 1 countries, this is going to drop to approximately 6.62 cents per month per mine. In tier 2 countries, it'll drop to 5.98 cents per month per mine. And in tier 3 countries, this drops to 4.46 cents per month per mine. Now, this does not count any exchange fees that you might have to pay when you cash out of PayPal. There are probably going to be additional fees to exchange US dollars to your local currency. For the dollar a day goal that we've talked about, this means that the United States, tier 0, needs 428 mines on average to reach this goal. Tier 1 is going to need 465 mines to reach this goal. Tier 2 will need 515 mines, and Tier 3 will need 689 mines. These are subject to change, and if I find out about any changes, I'll try to keep you updated. This does solve my worries about how they are going to handle the lower ad rates in countries, but some of these do kind of surprise me, like Latvia being in Tier 1. I clearly would not have seen that coming. I tend to think in regions myself where the US obviously is the king of ad rates, but then you have stronger developed countries like Japan, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, that would probably make up the next tier, the high tier 1. Then you'd have areas like Eastern Europe, South Africa, and the Middle East, somewhere in the next tier, in the middle tier, and then the rest of the world in the bottom tier. But it's good to have a country-by-country analysis here from TerraMine. The Baltic countries are just the most interesting in my opinion, though, because basically what you got is Lithuania tier 2, then you have Latvia just south of them as a tier 1, and then south from them you have Estonia, which is in tier 3. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think of this change. We knew that it was coming, we just didn't know in what form. But now that we have it, I think it's pretty fair to keep the game frictionless, having only one transparent variable to worry about, instead of many different ones that you would find elsewhere. Also, in the early game, at least this gives TerraMine a pretty good advantage over the 30 to 80% drawdowns that you get with Atlas Earth. In case you were wondering with that, there is one notable exception to this, and that is South Africa, who sees a 38% fee on TerraMine, but an approximately 30% drawdown being in the top global tier in Atlas Earth. However, as I said, this is just the early and mid game. Once you enter the late game, which is 1,500 parcels or more, the amount you earn is the same as the United States anyway. And in every country, you will beat out TerraMine relative to the fees that you pay. For most of the world, however, TerraMine is the only option, and even on a 38% fee, it is still a pretty good deal. And yes, I know people have been telling me that it's not just Atlas Earth and TerraMine as options in the virtual land game, but Upland is also an option. And the reason I don't mention Upland is because, one, I haven't really covered them very much. I don't plan on covering them regularly. But second, they are a very different animal, which is funny, that's the logo, than those other two games, and I do have a Beer Money review coming out for Upland. It will be one of the Beer Money reviews for September. I've been delaying and delaying, mostly because I needed to gather up all my resources for what I wanted to talk about. I'm almost ready with that now, so I will let you know when that happens. Following the Beer Money review, I will ask you all if you want me to do updates on Upland. I don't really dabble into it very often. I just go back and do some treasure hunting, get my sparklets, stuff like that. But I really haven't talked very much about Upland because as far as the money-making portions of it, there isn't really much to update you on. It's mostly just cosmetic stuff and stuff that is involved in the other parts of their game that is more of a money drain in my opinion than anything else. But we're going to get to that in the Beer Money review. All right, everyone, that is the video. Some housekeeping stuff too. Voting for the subscribers wedge is now open. Go vote. The nominees for the month of August are SpaceX, Duolingo, the Vanguard Information Technology Index Fund, and the Fidelity Yield Enhanced Equity ETF. Go vote. The winner will be announced September 5th when I do my portfolio review. Also, you have a couple days left for the members wedge for my members. If you want to nominate, go on the Discord, on the members page, go ahead and nominate there, or go to my YouTube post to nominate there as well. And speaking of those members, thank you to my supporters, YouTube Gold members Brandtastic, Media Madness Entertainment 7832, 9174, YouTube Silver members Proud Mama 0907, Poker Mouse, EY Spirit Seekers, Arctic Monkey 44, Azor A High, Big T 84015, Puon 605, T Sizzle YTT, Kristen O'Neill 8871, and Dozenth Sage. And Beer Money Insiders, Disturbed Doge, Josh 42, Ashley Stanfield, Kristen O'Neill, and the Board Game Sports Network. Now, if you want to check out some other videos, I have two more for you on the left and right here. This is Pharaoh Silver signing out. I will see you all in the next one.